You know, there are a lot of traffic strategies that are effective, but some of them can take forever and a day to get results. One good example of this is search engine optimization. Watching your traffic logs for any significant change is about as exciting as watching paint dry. So yeah, sometimes we affiliate marketers need instant gratification. We want to get everything delivered on a silver platter right now. You know what I mean? Tell you what, it is possible if you use pay-per-click marketing. Your site can start seeing traffic in as little as an hour from now because you can get a campaign up and running really fast. So there are two main pay-per-click platforms. It's Facebook and AdWords. There's also some smaller pay-per-click platforms such as 7search.com, but for now, I'd suggest you go ahead and stick with Facebook and AdWords, okay? Then you can test your smaller ad sites later on if you'd like. These pay-per-click ad platforms work in a pretty similar manner, with the exception that Facebook lets you narrow your audience by demographics and interests rather than just specific search terms. Now, for simplicity's sake, we're going to go ahead and focus on Google AdWords for this video. So let's start with an overview of how it works. First off, your AdWords ad displays in two places. Number one, your ad displays alongside the regular search terms, and these are the sponsored ads that appear above, below, and to the right side of the results page whenever someone Googles something. Number two, you have an option of displaying your ads on other people's websites. This occurs when webmasters take part in the AdSense program, which is where they get paid when someone clicks on your ad on their site. If you agree to this option, your ads are going to appear across the content network on web pages that are related to your search terms. For now, I suggest you start with having your ads appear in Google search results only, and that's because it gives you more control over your campaign and a smaller chance of dealing with fraudulent clicks. Then you can always go ahead and experiment with the content network later. So what happens is that Google AdWords allows you to bid on keywords, and your ad will appear in the sponsored search results when someone searches for those specific keywords. Now, as you might expect, certain ad positions are better than others. For example, having your ad appear at the top of the page on the first page of results is a significantly better ad position than having your ad buried in the middle of the third page. Now, Google determines the position of your ad based on two factors. The first and primary factor is how much you bid. Well, that's right. Money is king. The more money you cough up on a keyword, the better overall position you're going to enjoy in the sponsored ads. The second factor is how well your ad performs. In other words, how many clicks does it get? Google is going to reward you for good ads. If your ad performs well, then Google gives you a good position relative to the amount you bid. But if your ad doesn't perform so well, Google might actually disable your ad and ask you to revamp it so it gets a higher conversion rate. It's a little bit like being sent to the naughty corner or the principal's office when that happens. But Google likes to make money, so they don't want you to get free brand building impressions without paying for it. So they're going to make pretty sure that people are clicking on your ads. So what happens when someone clicks on your ad? Well, you pay an amount equal to or less than your bid price. So if you bid 50 cents on a keyword, then you pay 50 cents, or possibly less, every time someone clicks on your ad. Generally, Google charges the full bid amount when your ad appears in the better ad positions relative to others who've bid about the same amount. Likewise, they charge you less when your ad appears in the lower ad positions relative to those who are bidding in the same price range. Okay? So that's a good overview of how Google AdWords works. You can go to google.com/AdWords to get started. You'll need to sign up for a Google account if you've not already done that. Once you log in, you'll be brought to the AdWords dashboard, which is where you're going to set up your ad campaigns and monitor them once they're running. For the purposes of this video, I'm not going to give you exact step-by-step instructions for starting an ad campaign because Google provides you all the help you need on their site. They actually even have a step-by-step starter guide, which is going to show you exactly how to get up and running fast. All right? Now, let me share with you 5 tips for getting the most out of your ad campaigns. Tip number 1 is to drive traffic directly to your site. Some affiliates use AdWords to drive prospects directly to their affiliate link. But as you already know, you should be driving this traffic to your lead page instead. That way you can pre-sell your audience on buying the affiliate product. Plus, the most important part is that you capture these prospects on your mailing list so that you can follow up with them repeatedly and sell more products over the long term. Tip number 2 is to crunch numbers to figure out the optimal amount that you should bid on your keywords. What you need to figure out is how much a prospect is worth to you. That's first. Then you need to look at your current lead page conversion rate to figure out what percentage of your traffic subscribes to your list. I know you weren't told that there's going to be math in this video, but don't worry about it because I'm going to do a sample calculation for you. You can sit back and just relax for this part. Okay, here it goes. Let's suppose you're looking at a 20% conversion rate for your lead page, meaning you get 20 subscribers for every 100 visitors who darken your virtual doorstep. Let's also assume that 20% of your brand spanking new subscribers buy a $25 product from you within a day or two after joining your list. So, of those 20 new subscribers, 4 of them buy a $25 product. So that's $100 in your pocket up front. So what's the bottom line? For every 100 visitors you get to your lead page, you make $100 almost immediately. Now, if these numbers hold, that means you could pay up to $1 per click and still break even on the front end, and then start making money thereafter on the back end. For example, if you pay $1 per click and get 100 visitors, you're paying $100 for that traffic. 20 will join your site, and 4 will buy your product, which means you're going to break even with $100 in revenue. But definitely don't go running out and bidding $1 a click just yet. I suggest you be conservative at first. Do some testing because you don't know how these pay-per-click visitors will compare to your other visitors. For this example, you might start bidding between maybe 25 and 50 cents per click and see if your current conversion rate data works for Google AdWords also. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Tip 3 is to craft compelling copy. The bottom line is that your ad needs to get attention, it needs to show your prospect what's in it for them, and get the prospect excited enough about a benefit, or even just curious enough about your offer so that they click through to your landing page. If you don't know how to write good sales copy, then hire a professional copywriter on elance.com or a similar freelancing site, okay? Or just take the time to study the classic copywriting books by authors like David Ogilvy and Eugene Schwartz. Remember, if your ad isn't converting, then Google's going to make you stop your ad campaign anyway. And that means you're going to need to rewrite your ad, tweak your keywords, or maybe even both. Your success hinges heavily on whether you crank out a good ad, so learn the trade or hire a pro. It's your choice. And speaking of keywords, tip 4 is to choose your keywords carefully. Inside of AdWords, you're going to get access to the Google Keyword Tool. This tool is going to give you an idea of how much traffic you'll get when you bid on certain keywords, as well as giving you an idea of how much competition each keyword has. Those 2 bits of data are useful, but the other thing you'll want to consider is how targeted your keyword is. Here's the deal. The more focused your keyword, the better results you're going to get. For example, a keyword like online marketing is way too broad because you have no idea what the seeker is even looking for. Are they looking for someone to do their marketing? Are they looking for information about online marketing? Are they just looking for a definition of the phrase as part of their English as a second language class? I don't know. You don't have any idea either. You don't know what they want. So bidding on these keywords is like throwing expensive mud at the wall to see if it sticks. Your campaign's probably going to be expensive, and your conversion rate's probably going to be pretty low since you have such a wide variety of folks with different goals seeing your ad. Now, a better and more focused keyword choice is something like tips for building a mailing list, or best mailing list plugin for WordPress, or even maybe a search where someone is looking for the review of a specific product. The point is, you have a better chance of converting someone who is searching for a focused keyword, as many times you know exactly what they want. If your landing page delivers what they want, then you're in like Flynn. In other words, you're going to have a successful campaign. Next up, tip number 5, track and test your campaigns. When you log into AdWords, you're going to see the option to use the Google Analytics tool. And this is a good idea because you want to know which one of your keywords and which one of your ads perform the best, right? Then you can drop the non-performers, tweak those that are doing okay, and focus on those that are doing the best. Also, take note that Google lets you create ad groups where you can write different ads for different keywords. Go ahead and use this feature because it's the surest way to target your ads to a very specific audience and to get this audience's attention. For example, if someone searches for a phrase like best dieting tips, then you can include that specific keyword phrase in your ad as a way to grab your prospect's eye. The reason is because your prospect just typed that phrase, so they're going to be looking for any text that includes that phrase. Okay, so that's it for this discussion on pay-per-click advertising. As mentioned, you can take what you've learned to other platforms, such as Facebook ads or even 7Search. Be sure to test everything so you know which keywords, which ads, and even which ad platforms give you the best return on your investment. For more information about paid traffic, take a look at the Paid Traffic Manual over at digitalwebrocket.com, which lists 27 different places to get traffic no matter what size of budget you have.